Hello, everybody. Welcome to Queer Games. Heck yeah, another episode where we play through some modern queer games. This is the year. This is recorded in 2022, and all of the games we're playing are from the last 18 months. So it's a really great little snapshot. Today we're playing Night and Day. I don't know anything about it, although I did looking at the Steam webpage. It does appear to be, I guess, what's called a boy love visual novel. I know nothing really about the content of it, but I can kind of guess at it. And I would, as with all these games, I would say if you're not interested in surprises, this stream isn't for you. I personally love surprises from my media. I try not to know anything about books or films or games that I play. I always think it's a real luxury in our modern age to just be genuinely surprised by something. Because nowadays it's like, here's a poster for the release date for the pre-trailer, which will announce the date of our real trailer. And so by the time you actually get to the thing, you already know it all. But not with indie games. Each one is just, you can just pick them up and go in completely blind. It's really quite awesome. What's there to say? Let's get going. Night and Day. Paris, 1950. Okay, if this is a poet who goes around solving crimes, I'm going to be quite suspicious. Alright, I'm stopping the game right there, quite cruelly, to talk text boxes. You know, it's my favorite thing in the world at the moment for the next 10 seconds. It's the speech bubble text boxes that are in games. Because when you think about it, it's maybe the most important piece of art in your game, right? It takes up like a fifth of your screen. It's on the screen all the time. So look at this background. It's a beautiful background. It'll probably be in the game for a few minutes and then never seen again. And also it's in the background. The text box will be there from the first minute of the game all the way to the end. And it's very large. So in a way it's like super special. But what is the craft of a text box? It's got to be beautiful, but also it's got to be invisible. And so I've really cruelly picking on these games by stopping them and saying, look at the text boxes, because you're not meant to see them. What have we got? Okay, the concave corners are fantastic. I really love that. It's really sort of modern. Is it 1950s? I feel like it's slightly more 1920s, maybe. But it's still pretty cool. I love the paintbrush icons. Cool gradients. I've never mastered gradients. It's quite transparent as far as text boxes go. A lot of text boxes are actually a little bit darker, so the text pops out a bit more from the backgrounds. But not too bad, not too bad. Oh, I do see, I don't know if you can see the mouse, but if you look at especially the top right corner of the text box, right on the edge, there does seem to be a little bit of clipping kind of has happened with some of the art. Now it might be deliberate because they've gone for really subtle sort of highlight there, but I think because I've been so kind to all the other games in Queer Games, heck yeah, I'm just going to tear this one apart just to show that I can do it. Because maybe that's what kind of streamer I am. Maybe I'm actually a mean streamer, and I haven't realized that yet. Yeah, there's a little bit of pixel. Yeah, okay. Well, I don't know. I think the fact we noticed this text box is interesting to me. Let's keep going. The game's not a complete write-off just yet. The taxi driver honks, slams on his brakes, and my whole body lurches against the driver's seat and then back again, hitting my forehead in the process. That's pretty cool. Ouch. Oh, Paul's a cutie. I love his shirt. I really want that shirt. Taxi driver, here we are, mister. I regain my balance and look out hopeful. Are we really? Is this close enough to the bank of the Seine? Seine for you. Seine. For the bank of the Seine for you. I'm too speechless to give him an answer. My head spins at the sight in front of me. The sunshine shimmers on the river, making everything look brighter, magical. And the colours. I swear the sky doesn't look so shiny in my village. That's beautiful art. Let's take a screenshot. That's why we're here, by the way. We're taking screenshots of these games for the Queer Games Festival. Oops. You think I would figure out how to do it by now? Okay. But of course, what amazes me the most are those whom I came to see. The painters, lots of them. Okay, this is really fabulous because I'm playing 2 games in a row, even though the videos are separated on YouTube. I'm sort of doing them in sessions here because I've got 80 to get through. The previous game, Flynn and Quinn, or Quinn and Flynn, was about a poet, and now this one is maybe about a painter or about painters. I'm like, this is one of the reasons I love queer games, right? Is because they bring in art. Like, games are art. It's just nice to actually kind of play games that are respectful of art as well. Like, I just love especially in queer games, where you just come across a little bit of poetry or like a painting someone's done. I'm like, yeah, sharing the joy. This could be the first and last time in the game they mention painters. Sitting or standing on the riverbank's wide sidewalk, they paint the Seine, the Saône. I'm going to say Seine. Names are not my strong point. Or flowers, or a beautiful girl. They all seem focused on their work, although some of them are chattering and laughing like a community. I love that font. It's a very 1950s font. Yeah, it's a great font for this game, I think. My chest puffs up with pride. This is where I belong. Mister. Oh yes, here is perfect. The man helps me get my stuff out of the taxi trunk while I take my wallet out and pay him the fare. It is a very 1950s shirt, and those high-riding slacks are very 1950s as well, but I think if you could pull off that look, if you could walk around like that today, I think you'd fit right in. And here I am now, finally in Paris. Although when you've got a waist like that, I think you'll fit in anywhere, really. Because he's like that thin at the waist and like that wide at the top. I don't think that's humanly anatomically possible. I take my suitcase, my easel, and my artist's toolbox, struggling a bit to grab everything more or less firmly. I do love an artist. I mean, they're all poor. If I had millions of dollars, I would be a patron for sure. But you go out on a date with an artist, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm looking for someone to fund my studio," and I'm like, "I can take you to McDonald's." You never hear from them again. My surroundings are so full of new details that it leaves me unsure of what to do next. I don't even know where to look. Across the street, there are many flower shops and some cafes, all brimming with elegant people, and scattered amongst the painters are stalls of buquinistas? It's kind of like it's like, I want to say boutiques, but it's like buquinistas. I think we got that right. Selling antique and secondhand books. Some of them even seem to sell small paintings too. I went with a friend to Greece once, and like, we're talking, I don't know, 6 years ago, and he still jokes with our Airbnb host, who literally he only knows her because we Airbnb'd at her house 6 years ago. They still joke with each other about my Greek accent, about my attempts to say Greek words. Oof, that was very loud in my ears. Got to turn that down. I'm like, yeah, I get the joke, guys. At least my Greek's not so good. Let's turn you down a bit. They do that thing where they say Hephaestus again, or whatever it is. I'm not gonna compound the error by trying to say it. Anyway, she had a really nice house. I think maybe that's why he's still friends with her, because he wants to go back there. Damn, Greece is nice. I mean, this game is set in Paris, which I've never been to. All I can do is Greece. Hey, you dumbass. Oh, Hey, you hecker. You heckars? No, you dumb heck? Hey, you dumb heck. Get out of the road and move your lazy ass to the sidewalk. Oh no, we were saying ass. We were allowed to say ass. Ouch, was I standing in the middle of the road? Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I babble my excuses to the angry driver and drag my belongings to the riverbank sidewalk. Some sniggering, I guess at my expense, reaches my ears. A bit embarrassed, I turn towards the amused painters with my best smile. Ah, it's like a colony of artists. They seem well dressed for artists. I'm just saying, you know, I'm an indie dev. I'm not affording a cardigan anytime soon. I was distracted. Haha, let me guess. First time in Paris? Yes, and everything is just so wonderful, so bright, and there are so many people. Painter, and so many cars. They're a cute batch. Let's screenshot it. They've even found a way to fit a beret into it. I really like how they've nailed the 1950s clothing. Like that is actually genuinely, I really feel, appropriate fashion for the era. It's quite because I mean it's not really a popular decade for aesthetics, I guess. Because I guess it was a bit overshadowed by the 60s, which is a bit more colourful. And I guess part of that is kind of a rebellion against the drabness of the 50s, which is a lot of sort of browns. And as you can see, the clothing kind of quite covered you up and was a little bit baggier. But I mean, I think these guys look quite stylish. Maybe are the 50s having a moment? I wouldn't be upset by that because it was quite a sharp decade, fashion-wise. His colleagues laugh by his side, and I join. Ha 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 ha. Careful with the traffic. You're not in the countryside anymore. Hehe, I noticed. One of the artists signals at my easel. So, do you paint too? I just feel like if you're a painter, getting your francs from the tourists on the side of that river in Paris, and this new kid rocks up saying, I'm now a painter here. I don't know if you'd like, wouldn't you be like, this is my territory, mate. F off, heck off, I don't know. I don't know the politics of being a riverside painter. I assume it's like surfing, right? It's like they don't want more people on their waves. Yes, that's why I've come to Paris. I want to become a famous artist someday. They exchange some meaningful looks. Oh no, not another one. Shut up, Rene. Don't dishearten him. The kid is young and full of enthusiasm. Yes, that's a good thing. The second painter, Rene, just shrugs and looks at his friends with disdain. So I can't do the accent, I'm afraid. Also, I don't think it's written in like by French people or in French and translated because I'm not getting that cadence. So, you're moving here with your parents? No, I'm on my own. They seem a bit shocked at my words. Have you run away from home to become an artist? I giggle and try to appease their concern. I'm already 18 and my parents gave me their permission. See, if this was a French game, he'd be 14. And they'd all be going, oh. I knew a French guy. He said they never laugh like that. We're quite cruel. And my parents gave me my permission. What kind of artist needs permission? Oh, really? You look younger. Still a kid, though. And your parents are okay with you moving to a big city on your own without any adult supervising you? Oh. Bad decisions make good drama. They aren't happy. In fact, they didn't like the idea at first, but I'll have it my way. Actually, my father has been giving me the silent treatment since the moment I made the decision to leave home. The evening I told my parents, at first they were too shocked to react. Then they told me to wait outside, in the hall. They locked the study room door and proceeded to yell at each other for an hour or so. Seemingly, my mother won, or I wouldn't be here now. I guess my father will have a grudge for some time, but I hope things will get better between us. Especially when I come back home as a successful artist. I must prove to him I made the right decision. Since you have your parents' permission and all, I think we can make some space for you here, if you want to come paint with us. Oh, really? That would be awesome. Thank you. The two painters elbow Rene when he tries to complain. I can't believe my good luck. I've just arrived in Paris and I already had a painting spot by the river. It's my dream come true. It does sound like a nice day. The men laugh at me. I might have jumped a bit out of enthusiasm, dropping my stuff. The side of my suitcase reminds me I have some urgent matters to attend to before I can start painting. I still don't have a place to sleep. Damn, and it's late in the afternoon already. He really has just rocked up. By the way, I'm looking for a place to stay, a room to rent, hopefully, and a job too. They really bonded on my ability to say thank you, my inability to say thank you in Greek. There's a reason we broke up. My funds are really low for Paris' standards. With just the train ride and the taxi, this month's expenses are going to be difficult to cope with. One of the painters scratches his head, thinking, but then Rene suddenly exclaims, "Oh, I know a place. You're lucky. I think they're looking for a part-time employee too, and it's just around the corner." Yeah. That's great. Rene gives me the details, and I thank the men and grab my belongings again, telling them goodbye until the morrow. I don't know, it just kind of looks like any other river, don't you think? Oh, I see. I'm supposed to do something. Oh, no, let's... This is one of my favorite things to do in games. When you see animation like that, and there's a little text on the screen, I sometimes think that the people making it, they kind of expect you to have read it and moved on before the animation finishes. So I like to wait to see what the characters do. But they cleverly have figured it out. I don't know if that made sense. I'm always trying to break. I'm a programmer by trade, you see, so I'm always looking for ways to break stuff. As I start walking down the sidewalk, footpath, I marvel at the amount of people and cars and noise. The afternoon is giving way. The afternoon is giving way to the evening, but the cafes are still full. Nice flowers. The Parisians all look so smart and beautiful. They look like something out of a fashion machine. He's giving me a little bit of Kath and Kim, young Paul. You're so beautiful. You're so smart and beautiful. You're out of like Women's Weekly. You're so beautiful. You're so high fashion. And strolling among the painters who are already starting to pack their things to leave for the day, there are people from all over the place. Oof, I zoned out. I think this is what happens after you've been doing it for about an hour. You do start to lose focus a bit. And strolling among the painters, who are already starting to pack their things to leave for the day, there are people from all the places in the world. Tourists attracted to the city of light, I guess. That's nice. I do like there's a kind of eagerness to this game, a kind of, just, it does believe in truth and beauty and love. I think that's really quite pretty. That's really quite nice, I mean, I'm sure he's in for bad times. It is a boy love visual novel, right? I assume at some point he's going to have a guy he doesn't like and then have to be won over. I wonder if the tourists come to Paris to buy art. That would be cool, right? Yeah. I'm daydreaming of making thousands, millions of American dollars when I trip on someone. A lady was standing in the middle of the sidewalk along with a small crowd. They seemed to be watching some kind of street show. Oh, sorry, my bad. Watch your step, you idiot. Oh. Welcome to Paris. People here are a little bit different from my village. Since I've stopped, I decided to take a short break. My fingers are hurting from carrying the artist's toolkits and easel. And check out what the crowd in front of me is watching. You're going to be mugged. Don't put your stuff down. Oh. That explains the saxophone music we've been hearing for the last minute. That just quite cleverly snuck into the audio stream. I don't know if you can hear it. That's great. Ah, what a nice little moment that was. There's a saxophonist, a sax player playing, and he's really good. The young man seems really focused on his instrument. Screenshot that. Holding his sax as one would hold a lover, his whole body undulating with the music and tapping his foot, following the rhythm. He's quite handsome. I can't take my eyes off him. Excuse me. Well, two artists can't be into each other. They're going to starve to death. I mean, they're essentially homeless, these two guys. They're going to freeze to death the first time winter comes along. All of a sudden, he opens his eyes and stares back at me. I freeze on the spot. No way, there are a dozen people here. Why would he look directly at me? Oh. Let's get flustered. I've got the vapors. He smirks, winks at me, and looks away. Damn, I bet I'm all red. My cheeks feel hot. I'm sure I made a ridiculous face, and the musician finds me hilarious. I better find the place I'm looking for before the shops close. Oh, that's so pretty. Fleuriste. I'm gonna guess that's florist. I can speak French. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? Yeah. I cross the road and keep on walking until I find the right shop. It's in a corner, as Renee said. A quaint little flower shop with a help wanted poster on the glass door. Oh, if he gets a job. So he's selling flowers during the day and painting at other times, and dating a street musician. He is living his best life. A young woman in an apron is already taking some flower pots inside the shop. She must be the owner. I recently did a panel at a game developer conference, and a friend of mine was on it, Lauren. Are we friends? We're acquaintances. I don't wanna over egg it. I think this looks a lot like Lauren. A young woman in an apron is already taking some flower pots inside the shop. She must be the owner. Sorry, I'm looking for a room to rent, and someone told me you might have one available. The florist gives me a hesitant look, noticing my easel. Well, I have a room, but in fact, I'm looking for a part-timer. The room is included in the deal. I smile with relief. That would be neat. She returns my smile with obvious joy. In the 50s, it was a lot easier to get a job. Really, I can't pay much, that's why I'm including accommodation as part of the salary. That suits me, yes. I want to be an artist, but I need a side job to support myself in the meantime. She arches an eyebrow. Oh, so you're another one of those. Raging homos. Again with this reaction, just how many young wannabe artists do these people get? I'm starting to feel a little anxious. Luckily, she just shakes her head and laughs. She looks really nice and pretty when she laughs or smiles so openly. It reassures me a bit. Never mind, if you want the room and the job, they are yours. Help me close the shop and I'll show you the room, would you? I agree happily. And we soon make quick work of all the flower pots, placing them inside the shop with great care. Afterwards, she locks the door and gestures me to the corner. I never understood how flower shops work, right? Because it's like, flowers die so quickly. You must have a lot of wastage in that business, I think. We live above the shop, the door is right there. Oh, that's great. And where do you get the flowers from? I don't know. I guess I could just go ask a florist. Or just Wikipedia it. Oh, that's great. I'll live right in front of the river. Yeah, I just love that. He's just rocked up. I don't know if you could do that today. Just rock up in the middle of Paris and get a cheap apartment overlooking the river. She grins and leads the way. Oh, wow. 1950s fridge, 1950s radio. No microwave, so already it's doing better than a lot of games. That couch is a little bit uncomfortable looking. And there's a lot of lights. I like how the floor lamp shade matches the ceiling light shades. That's impressive. You'd think there would be more flowers. I do see some flowers, but, you know. One steep, narrow staircase later, we step into the living room. It's cozy and nice, with a kitchenette attached, and a huge window with views to the street and river. It's a very nice apartment. It's small, I know. There's only this, the bathroom, and 2 bedrooms. Well, there's an attic, but it's humid and dirty. She trails off a bit hesitant, but I turn and offer a wide, happy smile. I love it. It's exactly what I'm looking for. That's a relief to hear. Then, my name is Natalie. She let this person move into her house before she knew their name. Pleased to meet you. We shake hands by chuckling. That door leads to our bedroom, and this one is yours. Oh, I haven't told you yet. I live with my boyfriend, Dennis. I hope that's not a problem. Oh wow, they aren't married? I can almost hear the string of complaints my mother would have about that. But of course, this is Paris. Paris. People are way more open and modern here. People are way more modern. Nope, I think it's great. Paul's a progressive kid. He's down with it. Let's see your bedroom then. This is not tiny. I mean, the roof's a little low, but the room is bigger than the one back home. It has a bed, a closet, and a desk, so it covers all my needs. I give an appreciative nod. Would you like to have a bath, or you could help me with dinner if you prefer? Okay, we're bumping up against our half hour. But I wouldn't mind meeting Dennis, just to check him out. I would fall asleep right away if I bathe now. I'm too tired. I think I'll help you with dinner and turn in early. I was going to have the bath, damn it. The bath will wait until tomorrow morning. Too many emotions in a day, right? Haha, let's go. Dennis will be back in no time. We cook dinner together. Well, it would be more accurate to say that I peel potatoes while Natalie chatters endlessly about life in Paris. Her stories and facts are very interesting. Are they? Distracted. I'm so exhausted that I have to fight to keep my eyelids open, so I barely get anything she says. And just when we are already placing the cutlery and glasses on the table, we hear the door unlocking, and a young man steps in. What a twist! It's the saxophone player! I want to crawl under the carpet. God, I'm so embarrassed. But I bet he doesn't even remember me, right? Not with the amount of people he sees every day in the street while playing. Natalie approaches him for a light kiss, and the two of them look really happy to see each other and lovey-dovey, lost in their little world for a minute. Of course, what did I expect? Wow. We've got quite the ménage à trois forming. Yeah, I speak French. Not really. I've heard that there are some phrases in English that we borrowed from French, but we borrowed them like 500 years ago, and they've died out in French, but we still have them in English. So, I don't know, like ménage à trois. Ménage à trois is an example of it, but it's kind of like, we would think of it as French phrase, but actually it's English now, and the French wouldn't use it. I'm not saying that's, I'm just using that as a possible example. I think that's really interesting. I would love a list of those. I was hear that Quebec French is also kind of separated from like continental French in the past, and so I'm not saying it's like more like older or anything, but it's just kind of like it's got a few turns of phrases that the others no longer have. That's pretty cool as well. You can spend your whole life studying languages, I reckon. And people do. Because that's the only reason why I left my village. I was tired of being the only gay guy in town. It's not as if people bullied me. No, they were nice. Wait, we've got to go back a bit. Of course, what did I expect? Okay. Because that's the other reason why I left my village. Okay. I was tired of being the only gay guy in town. It's not as if people bullied me. No, they were nice. My village is small, well-knit community after all, and my parents were well appreciated. But the constant pity looks, the sympathetic comments whenever I worked at my parents' grocery store. Your poor mother will never become a granny. It's so sad. Yeah, we do hear that a lot. And behind my back too, feeling bad for me because I would always be alone. Yeah, I hear that too. I guess that's why my mother allowed me to leave the village and move to Paris. Despite my father's opinion, she doesn't want me to be forever alone. Oh. Your mum wants you to... And neither do I, and I'll have a boyfriend. And I'll have a happy relationship like Natalie and her boyfriend. Oh, you don't need to buy into... You don't need someone to make you complete. You know, happiness comes from within here. And you've got to learn to love yourself first. Because other people, they can't really fix you, I don't think. You know. So if you've... I don't know. Still, we've all got things we want. Fair enough. Except, of course, I should have guessed not all the guys I'd meet would be gay. Or single. Stupid me. I just assume they are, I guess. I forced myself to smile and offer my hand to Dennis for a shake. I found an employee for the shop. This is Paul. Oh, but he's so young. Don't worry, Nat will take good care of you. It'll be like living with your mum. Natalie smacks him on the back of his neck. They're cute together. They are a cute couple. Hey. The musician laughs and shakes my hand. He really is handsome. A bit too old for me, perhaps. He must be around 10 years my senior. But it doesn't matter. He looks nice, self-confident, and easygoing. He's perfect as a roommate. And I must add, Natalie and he make a lovely couple. Alright, let's save it there. Dennis has broken our heart. But that's okay. We'll allow it. Well, that's night and day, which, I mean, I do try to come like with an open mind to each game, but I must admit, when I saw this, I was like, oh, I don't think this is gonna be like, you know, the queer political, socio-economic commentary that I really love, like surreal, glitch-based, you know, vibe that I love. But I've got to say, it was pretty heckin' good. You really feel Paul's charm came through the screen, right? And I like that he had his hopes and dreams up on the screen, like moving to a city to be an artist. We've all done it. Well, have we? I know some of us have. Yeah, I'm sure we've all felt similar feelings at various points in our life. Well, that's it for Queer Games Heck Yeah for today. Thank you all for joining, and I'll see you next time. The game is on Steam. That was the demo. I think there's a full version, but this was... I don't know how long the demo is. So the demo is free. So if you're liking what you're seeing, you can go and play it right now. There seem to be a good variety of guys there, like 3 painters. And even though Dennis is in a relationship with the florist lady, Natalie, if my suspicions are correct, you may have options there as well. And if not, why not, I say. Alright, have a good day, and I'll see you all later. Bye.